Hey guys, this is Uruk with an audio commentary, this time commentating for the audio contest for the latter Season 3 finals. And this time I have one of my own games actually, as I was fortunate enough to play in the season finals. So get the game paused at the 1 minute mark. This is game 2 of the best out of 3, and it is FOH Uruk, me, playing nip-southsea, aka eninem. He is a Korean player actually, and was playing on the US East realm, and he's in Clan Nip, so he's progressing quite quickly and considered one of the top Night Elf, or going to be top Night Elf, as it seems. I myself have been playing East for quite some time now. I'm slowly getting better and trying to get even better, so we're both kind of in that intermediate stage. Map is Lost Temple here, game 2 as I said before. So hopefully you're at the 1 minute mark, my point of view. Fog 4 off, and we will unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. Now, this map is in the Orc's favor, and as you can see, I'm going to pick the Blademaster for my first hero. Now, most people always see Orc picking Blademaster on this map versus Elf, and probably some of you guys follow it as well. You're just not sure why. Well, I'm going to tell you why. First of all, if you look at the middle of the map, you have a ton of creeps in there, which are very easily creep-jacked and crept out with a Blademaster. So that makes him a really effective hero for the middle. Also, you have a Fountain of Health there, which benefits him more than other heroes as Orc, because, first of all, it's not mana, which the Shadowhunter, TC, and Farseer all make better use out of than the Blademaster. And health, you can go and heal up by that thing while you're Windwalk, so nothing can really touch you. And Night Elf with the Demon Hunter, they won't be able to mana burn you. As well, there are several large creep camps around the map, so that makes it really great for the Blademaster to harass. You can pick up some really nice items, as well as some nice experience by killing those big creeps while your opponent is creeping it out for you. And lastly, he is great for harassing, and Elf really does hate harassing. As well, they tend to go the 4-unit mix on this map, which the Blademaster deals better against than the Farseer, as the Dryads just make the Farseer almost useful, because they can just dispel the wolves, and all he has left is Chain Lightning, which most of his mana will be burned away anyways due to the Demon Hunter there. So with my Blademaster, I'm going to creep the Forest Troll Berserker camp here on the right-hand side. I can creep that solo, and I don't know where my Elf opponent is, or actually no, now I do. I've seen his Demon Hunter here with my Grunt at first, and I'm going to run now. I got the item, and I'm going to heal up exactly what I was talking about earlier, undetected. Now, I don't see anything from early game, so I expect either a quick expansion or some Huntresses. Also, if he were to creep his Expo with the Ancient of War fast Expo creep, I would have not seen his Demon Hunter out this early. So, I know he's not doing that. So he's either going for a quick Tree of Life, or he's going to be going with some Huntresses. Now I'm going to find out exactly what he's going to be doing with my Blademaster, keeping my Grunts in another control group. Now, while I'm harassing with my Blademaster here, these Grunts are going to be creeping out the middle of the map, and another thing that makes it so great with Orc and the Healing Fountain is, once I finish creeping these middle camps, I can just go up and heal. I don't need to salve, which costs money and takes time. So I look in his base here, and I see he is going Huntresses. I cannot really attack any of his Wisps, as he has them blocked behind his Moonwells and Huntress Hall here. So as Night Elf, that is what you want to be doing versus Orc, to make sure that they cannot touch your Wisp and damage your wood supply. So here I go with these 4 Grunts, going to creep the middle again. My Blademaster is going to come into the middle to either stop the Demon Hunter from creeping, or creep more camps to get some more EXP. So I'm going to run now, as I just got mana burned. Meanwhile, my Grunts are creeping out the Forest Troll Berserker camp, or what's left of it. I'm going to Windwalk my Blademaster here, otherwise he would have just lost all the mana anyways. And I'm going to have to run my red Grunts away. They are pretty weak, and this is a time where I want to have a lounge up, just because With the Huntresses, he's going to push me usually at around tier 2 right before my Shadow Hunter gets out, and I need some healing here, and it looks like he's cutting me off from the Fountain of Health. So while I'm running my grunts back, I'm going to creep with my Blademaster. Now, that's a really good thing about this map too, is either your grunts or your Blademaster will be creeping at one of the times, hopefully in the early game. The other ones will be keeping his army occupied and preventing him from leveling. Now, I picked the Shadow Hunter here. First of all, he is going Huntresses, and even so, the Tauren Chieftain may be a good choice later on in the game, because he will probably be having, for archers, Druids of the Talon, and Dryads. You need the Shadow Hunter, otherwise he can just push you right about now, and you will lose a lot of units because you cannot pick off any of his Huntresses, and he can just run them back. Now, there are two strategies Orc tend to do on this map. I'm going for the Grunt Raider demo strategy. Some Orcs tend to go fast Wind Riders, but I would only recommend that if your opponent is fast expoing. This will prevent the use of hunts, and he will be at tier 2 for quite some time. So Grunts really own archers, and the Wind Riders will totally take out the Huntresses. So that is if he does a fast expand, but he didn't do that, so I'm going to go with the Grunt Raider demo strategy here. Now, I am going to go and creep. This is the time, though, when I do want to be going to hit his army, so I'm hoping he's going to keep on pressuring me, which he is. I wanted to creep out this middle fountain here, because often Elf will not be pressuring you at this time, because they don't want to be losing their Huntresses to your Shadow Hunter here. But he seems to want to pressure me. I'm not sure why. Maybe he knew I was trying to creep out the middle here. So I'm going to have to TP here. It's better to save my hero as to lose him, especially with the Huntresses here. He might have been able to pick off another Grunt or even my Shadow Hunter. So I'm going to save them both, and I don't have to wait for my Blademaster to resurrect himself. So now I am still trying to go and creep. I want to level up my Shadow Hunter and my Blademaster. Once my Blademaster is level 3, that's a decent level to be harassing the Night Elf while you're creeping with your Shadow Hunter. Level 2, I find him very weak, and also his Windwalk doesn't last very long, so you'll be sitting at the camp and he'll be creeping it out, and maybe 20 seconds have gone by. I'm not sure how long it is, that's a guess. But the Windwalk will wear off, and he hasn't even finished damaging the creeps yet. And then he can just buy a dust, and your Creepjack will prove faulty. So you don't want to be doing that. He's coming to Creepjack me again here. And I see the Keeper of the Grove, a very weak target, especially at level 1. So I'm going to focus that down here. He is doing the same to my Shadow Hunter. And also going after my Raider here. So I want to be trying to take out the Dryad right now. I do not want to be fighting this battle without a Raider, such as I am right now, as he can just pick off all my units, and I cannot really micro them back. So I am going to run here. He's just killed 2 of my Grunts, and I'm about to lose another Raider. So this is looking really grim for me right now. The reason I lost that battle is I let my Raider die, and I didn't kill his Dryad. I mean, I did get the hero kill, which will prevent him from pushing onto my base even further right now, but I needed to just kill that Dryad. That is very key early game when you're fighting with your Raiders. Make sure you kill the Dryads first. Otherwise, as you just saw, I lost a Grunt and a Raider due to the Poison Slow, which I cannot counter. I didn't have a speed scroll, I already used that, and he might have been able to abolish that. I didn't have a TP on me, so I really lost a lot there. Now, I know he sees me with Fairy Fire. I'm going to ensnare the Dryad so that he can't pick off any more of my units. And I'm just trying to pick a battle here where the creeps are fighting him, and I am fighting him as well. So it's sort of a counter Creepjack, so to speak, where I started out creeping, I moved them back, and then they are starting to focus on his units rather than mine. I do not, however, want to be fighting while fighting the creeps, and I want to try to become on this hill here, which you'll see in a moment. And that will, the hill gives you an advantage while fighting. Their units tend to miss more. And also, as you can see, my melee units will be in front, meanwhile my ranged units will be in the back, and he can't really focus down the catapult and the Kodo, which would be ideal for him. So here we have what I was talking about, the perfect position. I'm going to devour a huntress first of all, and I'm going to hex the demon hunter here to prevent him from mana burning me more often. He is trying to surround my shadow hunter here, and I am going to move my raider out of the way to get him free. I'm going to use my blademaster to focus down the keeper of the grove. When he's at such a low level, he is very vulnerable, so I take him down right there. Making sure to buy a healing potion for my shadow hunter, as he is quite weak. And right now this is looking really good for me, as he has no way of really attacking my range in the back here. Or he isn't attacking my range. He has one dryad left, and I have one raider. He's lost his keeper of the grove. And the real reason he lost this battle was due to poor positioning. His units were all over the place. He left his keeper of the grove very vulnerable, and I was able to get now the upper hand of this game due to that positioning. So that really shows you what a big role positioning does play in this game, and how even so I lost maybe 7 food earlier on, I now have a 6 food advantage. So right now I am going to clear out this expansion so that if I need to or I want to later on in the game, I can put up an expo. Like I said, I'm at an advantage. Most players, when they're at a disadvantage, might try to put up an expo, or they will try hitting you while you have your expo up, because while you're making your expo, you've used 400 gold, so those are 2 extra units the Night Elf can build, and he can sort of gain back the advantage or whatnot and fight you during this time. Now I accidentally had a raider on my blademaster here, and as you see, he is level 3, so I am going to harass while creeping with my shadow hunter alone. My shadow hunter hits level 3. Now I want to be getting level 2 wards rather than level 2 hex. First of all, he does have abolish, and second of all, the hex really doesn't last that much longer, and on units it's already lasts long enough so that you can get a unit kill. The heroes, it adds maybe 1 second, and that 1 second is definitely not worth it compared to the extra ward damage you will be getting. And the wards are really nice because his whole army consists of unarmored units, and the wards have piercing damage. So again, making sure that I harass him and keep an eye on his army with my blademaster here while creeping with my shadow hunter and the rest of my army. At this point in the game, I have 49 food. I want to be getting some armor upgrades. Armor upgrades cancel out the effect of fairy fire, and in this matchup, they are really important, especially at around 50 food, where you don't want to be going over 50 food for a little bit, building up some gold, because after you go over 50 food, you only get the 7 gold rather than the 10. Now, I got an Ankh here. I'm going to sell that. Always sell your Ankhs for the 400 gold they are worth. And the blademaster here the demon hunter here used an invisibility potion. So that was a really neat move, and I have no clue that he's near me. He's almost doing the same thing with his demon hunter as I am with my blademaster, and he's probably going to try to get a creepjack on me here. If you are losing the game, you want to be trying to win the game with a creepjack, and a secret expansion, anything sort of luck to speak. You want to try to be getting some luck, because if you try to play the game straight out, like you would if you had the advantage, you will have a tendency of losing the game. So that's why after you've lost some key battles, you want to be trying to get the advantage back. Now, I'm setting those wards up there so that, first of all, I was trying to fight a battle here, but I didn't want to fight while he was on the ramp. All my